to our channel, Star Revelations. I'm Shania, and that's my mom, Shannon. And today this is the third video of a series, and it's going to be on the Twin Flame Journey of Hearts Oracle cards. Today we'll be looking at cards 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Card number 4 is swell up with pride as the person you are being. And so for me, swelling up with pride as the person you are being just means that, you know, once you go within and you take all of your own accesses on, and you start to, like, you know, take your own bull by the horns and take your own balls and start running with them, you become the person that you came here to become. And so in doing that, they're just saying, like, swell up with the pride of you being the person that you've come here to become, because you've taken all of this on and you've ran with it. And so that's what we're here to be and to do, is our best self souls, who we really are from deep inside of us. And it's like, you can't be anyone better than that. You know, that's who we've come here to become. And so
exactly. And why wouldn't you want to be proud of yourself? You're a divine being. And that's kind of, I think, too, the point of why we're all here. We've discussed that a little bit before, too, is that we came here to learn about different perspectives and different things and what makes us all unique. And so you should be proud of what makes you unique, because you're one of a kind.
Exactly. And, you know, they've reiterated to me, the divine, that they don't want us to be who others want for us to be for them. They want each of us to be our own true self souls, our own higher self souls. And the way to do that is to go within for your own answers. Everyone to go within for their own answers, and then to expand and to ascend from there, because that is where the help is. That is where they are. And then they will help us to maneuver around our lives, to then create our best lives and to be our best selves from there, from that, like, perspective, that higher perspective that we've gained as these, as these divine beings, once we've taken our own bull and then we've stepped these steps from within us. So
exactly. It really is a lot about just being your true, authentic self and loving yourself and putting yourself out there as the best person that you can be, and doing things for the betterment of all. And those are all things that I feel like once you are living your best life and for your best self, that they just kind of come naturally more. You want to be helping others and you want to be doing that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
That's a really good point. Is really, why would you want to be anyone else other than who you really are? Because, like, there's nobody else around like you. So that's what they want us to step forward as, that person, as that, you know, divine being that we really and truly are here, and just be and do as that. And then to be here manifesting from that level of, like, expertise, because when you really come into your own and you become that person that you came here to become, it's like you can manifest like these manifestors on steroids kind of thing. Like they call it sometimes, like, manifesting like a mofo.
Yeah.
So I thought when they first brought that across, I was like, oh, okay. That doesn't really, like, I've had people say to me before, well, that doesn't sound like the divine would say something like that. And my whole thing back is that, you know what, the divine doesn't criticize our language. They say our words are what we make them.
Totally, exactly. And, like, we're not telling you to go out and do steroids. It's just kind of a, joke, like a way to say it. So we're not go do steroids in order to manifest.
Manifestors on steroids just means manifest like a mofo. Yeah, exactly. So, and the only way to be and do that is to go within for it all, get your own answers, and start expanding and ascending on into who you came here to become. And then you're here being and doing as that. And manifesting is all about who you are being. Yes. And so when you become that energetic attraction back to you from within you, you're manifesting like a mofo.
Exactly. So. And as we talked about in the last video as well, it's never too late to make a change or become, you know, who your best self and things like that too. Like, don't ever think that I've done this and now I can't do this. Like, the divine doesn't believe in that. They always believe that in another chance for you. So
yeah. It's a process. Life is a process, and it's all about just being better than you were yesterday. You know, just taking your own stuff on, your own accesses on from within you, and then becoming a better person than you were. It's not about competition whatsoever. There's no such thing as competition. It's all about being better than you were the day before.
Exactly. One step at a time. That's all it really takes.
Trust in the process. Exactly. Should we jump into the next one?
Yeah, for sure. So this is card number 5.
Number 5, we're going to jump into don't make mistakes you can't fix. Nothing is impossible. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
This is a little bit confusing, but from
Yes.
what we had talked about, it's kind of just meaning that there really are not any mistakes. Like you can always,
Well, we're divine beings, and the divine was saying, like, it's like dichotomy. They're saying, you know, there's no such thing. There's nothing is impossible because there's no such thing. We can be, do, and have whatever we want to. We've just been led to believe otherwise.
Exactly.
And so when you take all of the processes on and you go within for all of your own accesses, you learn all this stuff and you start to see the dichotomy and all of that, that nothing is impossible. So really cool. At first I was like, huh? Because I'm along in that process so far that I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And they had to explain to me the dichotomy in it all. And then I was like, okay, I get it. So again, it's all a process.
Exactly. And I think that the divine does that for us to really think on it and not dwell on it in a bad way, but, go within and kind of mull upon it and stuff, all those things, because if it was just so simple and easy to understand, then we probably wouldn't go back to it. We probably wouldn't, take that time to really figure it out as much too. So there is a purpose to the way that they do things, make it a little confusing.
Always a purpose. It's like otherwise we would gloss over things.
Exactly.
That's kind of the message I'm getting right now, is that we would just gloss over things.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't take them on, take them in.
Yes, and we've talked about, too, like, people's attention spans over time, like, with technologies and things like that has really shortened. Like, I think I heard before, like, our attention spans are less than a goldfish, so you can imagine, like,
wow.
We do need that encouragement to go back and look at these things and mull upon them and not just gloss over them, like you were saying, or glaze over them. So, yeah, I think, exactly. There's just another purpose for that again.
Yeah, and the divine always has a reason. It's like they'll reiterate these things throughout all of the materials that I've channeled over the past 17 years. And let me tell you, there is a ton.
Oh,
there is a
not
ton.
At all. There's barely anything.
There's a ton of materials. But the last, I'd say, couple of months, I've really been channeling. They've been bringing forward these divinely channeled oracle cards. So that we can use them for reprogramming back to our original blueprint. And that just means that we're going to be reprogramming ourselves back to things that work for us instead of against us. So that we're here living our best lives and our best selves, instead of living a life that, number one, who others wish and want for us to be living for them, and creating things that we don't want in our lives. We either no longer want or we never did want in our lives. And so they're showing us these different accesses of how to take this on and bring it forward in our lives, so that we then are here as these like master manifestor magicians, creating the lives that we wish to, instead of the things that were not working for us, the things that we don't want to be here living, kind of thing. So really cool stuff.
Yeah, they've just further...
I don't even remember where I was going with that, but...
Well, they further brought in, like you were saying, about how you've channeled for a long time, and like I was going to say about all your other channeled materials, they have a lot of good information and everything as well, but like specifically, like you said, over the past couple of months, these cards have been coming forward so that to provide us with like something to make it easier to bring forward this stuff for like teaching others and helping ourselves as well. So it's been a really cool tool for sure that you've gotten.
Exactly. That's actually kind of what the cards are really actually kind of what all the other materials are in book form and, audio and video and all of these different things. And that is really, I think, what brought Shania on board with us all is these new ways of teaching with these cards and with extended messages that we're going to be getting into, like advanced messages from within these cards as well in the near future here sometime. And so that was really, I guess, the start of this whole channel. We were getting messages from the divine to come forward, and Shania decided to take her own bull by the horns and step forward as well here. So,
and it's just really been good for me as well.
Yeah.
Not only just for doing these videos, but it's definitely leading me along a good path that I can tell is a path I want to go down myself too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really appreciative of it, because we get to have a lot of fun here. We, things that we like to talk about and things that do help us to expand into, expand our lives and on into who we want to be here and what do we want to be doing here? Like, do we want to be living here? Do we want to be living our best lives here? Or do we want to be living here what someone else wants for us to be for them? Well, of course, we all want to be living what we want to be living, right? And so it's for us to go within for those messages from the divine, because we're all privy to it all if we just go within for it and ask the questions.
But that's the thing, you don't really know until you know, and I guess, like, once you do and you realize what's out there, then it's like if you lived on a deserted island and you'd never been off of it before, and then eventually you take a trip off of it, and it's like, whoa, like, I've been... Stay tuned in, because we'll be jumping into part 2 on our next video.